Hello and welcome back to day 5 of the transmission replacement in this 2000 Toyota Corolla. It's a little windy today, which is keeping the mosquitoes away, so that's good. So let me show you what I've done so far today. I removed these nuts that hold the rear engine mount, and including this one here that also holds this front to back cross member. I took these two out temporarily, and that lowered this cross member down about 2 or 3 inches. That enabled me to get this bell housing bolt out, as well as the one up front here. Before it was hitting against this cross member, but when it lowered, it's still kind of loose. When it lowered down, I was able to get that out, and now you can see there's kind of a gap. So I've got all of the bell housing bolts out now. These are the 4 nuts I took off of the back of the motor mount area and the rear bell house, the rear cross member, front cross member, and these are the bolts for the bell housing. There's these 2 here are on the top. They're the largest ones. These 2 here are on the bottom behind the cross member, the front to back cross member. They're the shortest ones, and these 2 were along the back by the engine mount, the rear engine mount. And this is the one that goes through the alternator, through the starter. So that's where I'm at right now. The bell housing is free, and I'm just trying to figure out how to loosen up the 3 bolts that hold the rear mount to the transmission, and I'm thinking about going and buying an extra long 17 or 14 millimeter open and boxed in set, so I can reach down there and get the leverage I need to undo them. If I have that tool, then I should be able to move the bell housing out and lower it down. So that's where I am now. Okay, well, a lot's happened. The front to back cross member is out, and the rear cross member is, the suspension basically is lowered. We took out 6 bolts on this side, 6 on the other side, and then the ones for the rear mount, and it just lowers. We supported it with the jack here. Once it was lowered enough, and we were able to get the rear mount out. It's laying on the ground right there behind the jack, and that is now giving us access to the bolts. Well, actually, we had just decided we don't need to remove that rear mount now that the bracket to the rear mount. So we're going to remove the upper transmission mount, and then see if we can lower this transmission down and out of here. Alright, that's where we're at. I'll show you more when we get it all lowered down. Alright, I've removed the upper mount. So I'm going to try to move the bell housing away from the pin right here. And this is loose here now, so once this comes away...
You undo the bolts in the torque converter?
No.
Don't want to do that first.
Alright, now the transmission, finally, day 5. sitting on the ground. We had to, we showed earlier, take that cross member down, and the suspension is sitting, touching the ground back there. Then we took out this mounting bolt, but also had to take the bracket that was underneath it, connected to the transmission, in order to get it to clear. And then just as we were wondering why it wasn't going to separate, it separated and dropped down about 3 inches onto the jack, fortunately, and then lowered it down onto the ground. So that's going to be it for day 5. Get this up onto the back of our pickup out of the way, and discussing probably using a crane to bring to lift the next one back in, to have a little more control than the jack. Right now the only thing holding the engine is it's supported with a jack here near the flywheel, and also the engine mount on the passenger side. Thanks for watching, and we'll get back as soon as we get on to the next portion. Thanks for watching.